guys, I'm your host, Lego Maestro, and welcome back to another episode of Hypixel Alert. Now, before I start this episode, you'll realize that the intro I just did is different than the one I usually do, and that is because I've gotten some comments about you guys wanting me to be a little more original with the series, going off of the Keemstar theme and actually making it kind of my own unique show. Now, the intro is a big step, so if you guys have any interest at all in me changing the intro, let me know in the comments. If you want me to change the intro, comment yes, and if you don't want me to change the intro, then comment no. So getting that out of the way, welcome to my 28,000 subscriber special. Guys, you like the suit? I must say it is pretty fancy, and you know, I kind of like it, so if you want me to wear it for future episodes, just let me know. And yeah, without further ado, you guys asked a bunch of questions in the comments of my Hypixel Alert, so thank you very much for that. And I'm answering about 15 or so of those questions, so it's not too long of a Q&A session, and if I didn't get to your question, then I'm very sorry about that. So to start us off, I'm going to answer some of the questions that the majority of you guys asked, you know, like how I started YouTube, how I joined Hypixel, etc. So yeah, for those that don't know, my name is Grant, I am 17 years old, and I've been doing Hypixel videos for about 3 years now. Now, the main question almost everyone asked is, how did I start YouTube? And I mean, it's a pretty simple answer. No, I wasn't watching some YouTuber like, oh, I gotta try that. Believe it or not, I was playing Mega Walls on Hypixel, and I just kept getting these insanely good wins and kills, and I just kept having these really good games, so I decided to record them, you know, so I could look back on them, and then I thought, you know, why don't I upload these to YouTube? Because people might enjoy them, you know, it might help some people, etc. And yeah, I just kind of started uploading, people started watching them, so I really never stopped. It's a pretty boring story for how I started YouTube, but that is it. So the next question, how did I start Minecraft? And well, it was actually one of my friends that introduced me to it. I'm not gonna say his name, but for weeks on end, he bugged me to play this game called Minecraft. So in October of 2012, I decided to buy Minecraft, and I must say, it is the best $30 I have ever spent. Alright, and then the last majority question that you guys asked is, where did I get the name Lego Maestro? And again, a really boring story. I hate to disappoint you guys, but you know, as you can see, there's like Lego everywhere, which I'll actually get to in another question, but I was into Legos even before Minecraft, so I was like, I gotta have Lego in my name. My dad was like, hey, why not Maestro? And I was like, eh, kinda sounds cool, why not? So put them together, Lego Maestro, and yeah, never changed it since. Well, now we're done with the majority questions. So our first fan base question is coming from Sammy Poirier, who asked, what is my favorite minigame on Hypixel? And I mean, this is a very standard question, but at the moment it is Blitz survival games. I've been really enjoying that lately. I personally prefer solo. You know, if you got a really good kit, I happen to have Fisherman 10. Once you get the hang of it, it is actually really fun. So our next question is a very popular one. This is coming from Stu Games, who asked, where did I get the idea of Hypixel, or what is my inspiration for it? Now, I honestly don't even know how to answer this question, because I can't say I really got the inspiration from a certain thing. I know you're all thinking, oh, it was Drama Alert, but that's not where I got the idea of the show. That's what I based it off of, but it's not the inspiration. Where I got the idea for this show, I remember taking a walk with my dad around the neighborhood, and at the time I had like 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers, and out of a random thought, I was just thinking about my channel, you know, where it was going, etc. And at the time, I was not doing anything out of the ordinary. I was just your standard Hypixel YouTuber. And before that walk, I had been thinking for a while, you know, what am I gonna do that's unique on Minecraft? And the thought just came to me as I was walking along, hey, why not a new show? I've got all these Lego Minecraft builds, I've got the time and equipment for it, you know, so why not? And I started talking about it with my dad, and we started, you know, kind of putting it into action when I got home. And in late October, I released the first episode of Hypixel Alert. And I mean, the series would not be where it is without you guys, so thank you so much, because it really does mean a lot to me that you would take the time out of your day to watch my show. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys. And our next question is coming from Unspectated, that asks, what is my favorite food? And this is going to be pretty mainstream, but it is the honest answer, guys. I really like pizza and lasagna. Like, those two are my absolute favorites. So back to another story. Stompsy asks, how did I get involved with Hypixel? And believe it or not, it was actually the guy that introduced me to Minecraft that introduced me to Hypixel. Believe it or not, I actually played the Hive before Hypixel. I didn't play it much, but that's where I did my survival game. And I remember my friend telling me, dude, you really got to play survival games on Hypixel. They've got like the best survival games. I was like, eh, you know, why not? Might as well join. And that was in August of 2013. And I remember thinking to myself the first time I joined Hypixel, man, I wonder if there are people that play this as their only Minecraft server. And here I am almost 4 years later. So yeah, now it's time to get into some really Hypixel Alert questions. Satya asks, how do I get the Lego items behind me to stick to the wall? I'm gonna do a little bit of magician's revealing here. There's actually some nails holding them all up, so that is how that is done. And yeah, our next question is coming from Felipe, who asks, if Hypixel shut down, would I do another server alert? And I gotta say, guys, like, Hypixel Alert is my thing. If Hypixel shut down, the news would probably shut down with it. So hopefully it never comes to that. Our next question is coming from Kermine, that asks, will I ever join United UHC? And I mean, it looks like a fun event, so pretty much if I get invited, I'll probably join. Alright, our next question is coming from Jetty, who asks, why is there Lego absolutely everywhere? And like I said earlier, I had a passion for Legos long before I did Minecraft or Hypixel or anything like that. And before I did my show, I actually built all of these Minecraft items that you see around here, which is another reason that I started this show, because I was like, you know, this would be a great use for them. So hopefully that answers that. Our next question is coming from Mr. Powell, that asks, how far do I want to go on YouTube? And well, pretty much I don't really have a goal at the moment besides, like, you know, YouTube rank. But as far as a long-term thing, I mean, I would love to do YouTube full-time, but we'll just have to see how that goes. At the moment, I mean, I'm just doing it for fun, you know? So yeah, our next question is coming from Sticky Piston, that asks, how long does it take to rebuild my Lego sub count? Now, contrary to popular belief, this is not actually one build, guys. As you can see, the numbers, the logo, the sign, it's all its own individual thing. And I actually brought with me here these secrets behind the sub counter, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure how well you can see these, but there are numbers on on the back of each of these, and they can all be used on my sub counters. I realized a lot of people thought it was one build, so I apologize to spoil that, but yeah, now I actually gotta rebuild this thing. And to actually answer your question, it takes about a few minutes. Now, this right here actually takes longer than normal because this is one part, so I do have to rebuild this 1000 sign. So if I end up getting YouTube breaking in when 1000 start coming quicker, then I'll probably make some more of these that I can just easily put in here and switch out. But at the moment, I'm just keeping it as it is. Alright, so the next question that I'm going to answer, I'm answering it simply because you guys seem to comment about it all the time. It's been the top comment on a lot of my videos, so I thought I'd just address the question. This question is coming from Marcus and the majority of you guys. Do I think Hypixel will give me news rank? I get comments all the time, Lego, you should get news rank. Lego needs news rank. Instead of YouTube giving news. Guys, I hate to burst your bubble, but honestly, I would prefer YouTube rank over news rank, because then people wouldn't know to search me up and that type of thing. And you know, although it will be cool to have a rank that no one else has, honestly, I'd rather just stick to the basic YouTube rank. However, I do appreciate all of you that comment about it. I think it is a nice gesture, and you know, maybe for a week or 2 weeks, you know, that rank would be cool. And now, guys, it is time for our final question. People have been asking this for months now. It's the question a lot of my older fans want to know: what happened to Mega Walls? Now, I assume a lot of you watching this episode right now on my channel and subscribe because of Hypixel Alert, but if you go on my channel, you'll see that before Hypixel Alert, all I did pretty much was Mega Walls. And up to around 6,000 to 7,000 subscribers, I actually quit the Mega Walls series. And ever since then, I've gotten questions and comments about it all the time. So I thought I would just put it in the spotlight. There's really a couple answers to this question. The first is the target. You know, the more I grew on YouTube and the more people knew who I am, the more people that wanted to target me in games and kill me and get the screenshot, see themselves on the recording. But the problem is the people that do that end up ruining the recordings. And the farther I got in YouTube, the more time it took up to record an episode. A lot of times it took up 5 to 7 games just to get a good recording. So of course the target was the big thing. And then probably the biggest thing is that Mega Walls really just wasn't growing my channel. I had been doing YouTube for 2 years with just Mega Walls, and I was around 5,000 to 7,000 subscribers. And I had uploaded the news a few times in there, and I realized that those videos were getting more views than my Mega Walls series. So I started uploading the news more and more people started watching. And there was a time on YouTube where I'd uploaded like 4 Hypixel alerts in a row, and they had all gotten decent views. And then I uploaded Mega Walls, and not only did it make my view to sub ratio look bad, but the main thing is that I started losing a lot of subscribers because the people from Hypixel Alert were subscribed for Hypixel Alert, so seeing anything else really just made them unsubscribe. And so to spend 5 to 7 hours on a single video of Mega Wall, only to get a lot less views and lose a bunch of subscribers, it just wasn't worth it. So I started uploading the news more, and it just really took off. From there, I pretty much just stuck with it. Now the question a lot of you are having is, Lego, will Mega Walls ever return? Now I'm not going to turn my back on my Mega Walls fans, because this is pretty much what I've decided. As soon as I get YouTube rank, I will go back to uploading gameplay videos. But for now, Hypixel Alert is really growing my channel, so when I get YouTube rank and I'll be able to /vanish, I will go back to gameplay videos. So I'm so sorry this was such a long answer, but it was by far the most demanded question. So yeah, hopefully I answered the majority of you guys' questions. Thank you to everyone who left a comment and a question. Remember to go to the comments and tell me whether you would like me to change my intro or not. And a question apart from my Q&A, when is the next Hypixel Alert? And that's probably going to come out within the next few days. So look forward to that. But guys, thank you so much for watching. And other than that, thank you so much for 20,000 subscribers and Hypixel Nation now over 21,180 subscribers. And I'll see you next time.